Andor Season 2 is finally out, the first 3 episodes, and I absolutely love this series. I love this show so much. I think that it's what Star Wars needs to be. I like the Filoniverse. I like what he does over there, but it is nothing compared to what Tony Gilroy does with Andor. Andor is just a gift, and it is so awesome. It is such an awesome series, and the first 3 episodes just dropped. And while I think that the first 3 are in like the most fast-paced episodes, I think that it's a really good start of the season. Like, it's just a fun and exciting series, and it's got so much depth and so much great characters that I just fell in love with this show. It's so well written. The writing here, oh my god, is just brilliant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in the Star Wars universe. And I think that we need that. We need these kinds of stories in Star Wars. I just am always in awe after an episode ends because it is so different from what we're used to, but it also like just sticks to what Star Wars is. It sticks to the core of and the themes of Star Wars really well, but it's just darker. It's a lot more for adults than any of the other shows, kind of like Rogue One was. This is a war show. My favorite episode of the first 3 was Harvest. I think that Harvest is the most solid episode out of the bunch. If I had to rank them, I think I would put episode 3 first and the first one, and then the second one last. I really enjoyed what happened with Cassian's arc. I think that Cassian's arc here is really fun. The first episode starts with the 1 year later title, which is great. Like, it informs us that it's been 1 year after season 1. In this episode, Cassian needs to impersonate an Imperial pilot to steal a new Imperial ship, which is the TIE Avenger that it's called. I think that it's a ship from the Legends era of Star Wars. It looks cool. Like, the design is awesome, and I love how like Cassian doesn't really know how to pilot this ship. It's a different kind of ship than the others, and it plays for really good comedy as well. But when Cassian like tries to deliver this ship on this jungle planet, he encounters a rogue group of settlers known as the Maya Paya Brigade. And I like these people. I like it when Star Wars explores different kinds of fractions on different planets. It makes the worlds feel lived in. I do think, however, that we spent a little too much time with them. Like, this jungle storyline, I think, was a little too long, and it's probably my only criticism out of these 3 episodes is that we spend too much time here on this jungle planet, but the payoff, I think, is worth it. And I like that Cassian's arc here isn't really explained all that much. Like, you kind of have to fill in the gaps yourself, and I think that is really great writing, is when like you're not spoon-fed everything and you kind of have to just really imagine what's going on here. And I love his conversation with the Imperial lady, and he's trying to seduce her, kind of, and it's just really great writing. Of course, we get Orson Krennic back, who is played marvelously by Ben Mendelsohn. He's a fantastic character. He really is. Yeah, gives a secret meeting to a bunch of like Imperial officers on the planet Gorman. And he talks about like mining planet for its resources, and it's just like a great speech. And I love like the propaganda video that he shows. It's just like a great scene all on its own. And I love the Empire in this show. They are really the scariest they've ever been, in my opinion. Like, even more than the original trilogy. They are really menacing here, and I love the Empire. I love the way it's done. And like, the stormtroopers don't look like incompetent fools. They look like they're really good at their jobs. I love that. I love this show so much. And on Chandrila, Mon Mothma is preparing for her daughter's wedding day. And I love these scenes. This feels like a practical set. It feels like they can move through different parts of the building that they are gonna have the wedding in, and it feels huge. It feels lived in. I loved it, and this I think is so much better than using the volume, because the volume is so restricting for these actors. You can't really do much in the volume. You can tell, especially like in series like Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi, you can tell that they're using the volume, but here it's a good use of practical and CGI effects. It is really just flawless. I also love seeing the people of Ferrix again. Bix, Brasso, B2Emo, and Willman are now on this like agriculture planet, and they must hide from the Empire after what happened on Ferrix, of course, in the last season with the revolt against the Empire. They are now hunted, and they are waiting for Cassian to return. And like I love that Bix is really just now into Cassian. Like she is really in love with him, and they are waiting for him to come back. And I enjoyed everything that happened to them here. And yeah, they the Imperial are starting to realize that maybe these people are fugitives. Episode 2 is called the Sagrona Tima, and on this jungle planet, Cassian is held captive by the different fractions in the jungle, and these people are arguing about like what they should do with the TIE fighter, and it's great stuff. And like I love seeing the different fractions play rock paper scissors to see like who is gonna rule, who is gonna decide these things. Like I said, I think they spent a bit too much time in the jungle planet, but I am invested in the storyline. And of course, they don't really end up getting the TIE fighter really at the end. These different factions, they take really too long arguing about things, and it doesn't end well for them. So on the agriculture planet, the Imperials arrive to interrogate Bix and Brasso, and they ask for their papers, and this feels really like Nazi Germany. It feels exactly the same as World War II, and I love that. I love that it goes to dark places, and it feels like the Empire is just ruling with an iron fist. I think they are just so menacing here. And you can tell, like the Imperial douchebag is interrogating Bix that he wants her. And I didn't think that they would go that far in episode 3, but they do, and I really was surprised that they actually went there. On Coruscant, Dedra and Cyril are now living together, which is a surprise, but this happens 1 year later after the first season, so it makes sense. And they are about to receive like Cyril's mother, who is just this complete bitch. She enjoys her power over Cyril. She enjoys making him feel small and feel bad. And I love this entire interaction. Like I love that Dedra is like a bit nervous about meeting Cyril's mother at the beginning. And of course, Dedra puts her back in her place when Cyril goes to the bedroom and he just falls down on the bed. And it's just so satisfying to watch. And I love him. I love the actor that plays Cyril too. He does a wonderful job. And the actress that plays Dedra and the mother, every actor on the show is just phenomenal. And so in this episode, Cassian escapes from his captors when like there's these monsters that come in and they interrupt the factions. I love this entire sequence. It's so much fun. And then Cassian escapes with the TIE fighter, and then the people on the jungle planet can't really do anything. And like I said, I love the payoff because we realize that this planet is actually Yavin 4 from the original Star Wars, and I thought that was just a great way to tie it all in. And I enjoyed seeing more about that planet because we don't really know much about Yavin 4 and its people, and there we go, we know more now. The third episode, like I said, is my favorite, Harvest. Beginning, Cassian makes contact with a female called Clea Marquis and is able to determine that his friends are on the planet Minaro, which they're on. And so he decides to go after them. So on Shadria, the wedding takes place. The daughter marries Stekan Skuldan, and they come together. And I love the conversation between Mon Mothma and her daughter before she goes into the wedding. She tells her daughter that she doesn't have to do it. She doesn't have to get married, but her daughter tells her that, like, I wish that you were drunk. I love that reply. She just knew that she has basically no choice to marry this dude, even though there's no love there. And I love this entire wedding scene. I love the Mon Mothma dancing at the end. She is just like at a terrible place in her life, and she just needs to dance. Good for you, Mon. Do it, dance it. It's kind of like a heartbreaking scene as well. I adored. During the entire wedding scene, like Luthien and Mon Mothma are trying to get information, like who is gonna backstab who, and like who is gonna betray them to the Empire. I love all this stuff. I thought that it was so well done, and it was really funny too. The wedding stuff is one of my favorite parts of the 3-episode arc. I was shocked that they actually went to the rape scene with Bix and the Emperor officer, because this is something that Star Wars has never done. They don't go into sexual context, and here, like, we get a really just shocking scene where the Emperor tries to use the leverage he has against Bix, and he tries to rape her, but Bix actually defends herself, and she is able to defeat the Imperial. I love that scene. I think it's so well done. And then she even says the words like, "He tried to rape me," to the other officer. And of course, the other officers get shot, and Brasso gets killed. He gets murdered, and it's so sad. It's heartbreaking. And then Cassian arrives finally to save them. He saves Bix, and saves Will also, and he leaves with them. I don't love the music that plays near the end of the episode, to be quite honest with you, but I still love the moment, and I would have liked to have seen Cassian like go back for the robot as well, but whatever. The B2MO at least is safe. He is still alive, and yeah, this is where the third art episode ends. I really loved like all 3 episodes. Episode 2 I think drags a little bit. It takes a little too much time for Cassian to leave the jungle planet, but overall I really love this 3-episode arc. I'd give this story 9 out of 10. I can't wait for all of the next arcs. I heard they get better and better as the season goes along, and I can't wait. So let me know what you think about the Andor episodes 1, 2, and 3 down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.